it is Peter from whatculture.com with me,
Scott
from whatculture.com.
Yes.
We are at Gamescom 2016. We've been here for 2 days, and I might have just found my game of the convention so far. We've just been playing Batman Arkham VR, and it was both of our first times with VR.
Yep.
I'm blown away. Scott, how do you feel?
I'm not as blown away. When I put the headset on, I just thought it would be flawless, and like it's a bit blurry. It's kind of like maybe a product of the PSVR's, the budget they've got in to make the hardware itself, because apparently something like the Vive is maybe a little bit clearer. Yeah, once you get going, like that does change.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just an immediate negative for me. That's my initial take, is that it didn't blow me away, and that sucks because I really wanted to be blown away.
Well, for me, now spoiler warning if you're going to play what we think is just a section of.
I think it's the beginning.
But there's a spoiler warning here. I found it very immersive. It was blurry, but I got over that almost immediately, just based on the 3D world that formed around me. To the point that, despite having only walked into this small booth 10 seconds prior, once I had the headset on, I wanted to walk about 2 meters over there to answer the phone, even though there was a wall right here, and the guy who was walking...
You almost did, yeah.
The guy who was walking us through it had to come onto the thing and be like, you don't need to... Yeah, Ben behind the camera is also saying that I nearly punched him in the face.
Yeah, you sort of did a big swing.
While throwing a batarang. I found it, yes, blurry, but the experience itself was enough to overcome the sensory limitations, personally. I guess we can talk now a little bit about the actual, what we did inside.
Yeah. Once you get into the action, which is ostensibly, it's just, you're Bruce Wayne, you're in the suit, Alfred comes in, he's like, hey, we've got a problem, here's your key, and you just sort of like unlock the piano, play some notes, you play whatever you want, and then you slowly descend into like the suit up animation, and you put your gauntlets on, like manually, you put the cowl on, and then you get to like see like a mirror, so you see yourself as Batman, and you can pose and do whatever. So I was like gangster pose, and it picked it up. There wasn't any glitches or anything. That stuff was great. And like that's like the main thing. And when those things do happen, you are sort of engrossed so much in that you completely forget about any of the blurriness or whatever else. But it was still fantastic. I mean, you get to like plug batarangs off your utility belt, and you've got like a grappling hook and a scanner. And like, those were the sort of things that like made like you were just like, man, this is brilliant.
Well, to me, it's the other way around. I think, because yes, it is blurry, but that doesn't make me think, that's taking away from all these like amazingly polished, fun things to do. I, put the thing on. I'm like, it's new technology. It's not exactly crystal clear. Then Alfred walks in the room, and I'm like looking around him, and there's proper parallax going on. It's like, he's there in the room with me. Open the piano, play the notes, suit up as Batman, look in the mirror, like all of that. By the time I'm like Batman throwing batarangs at like moving targets and looking at this enormous Batcave that's moving around me in like 3D, it's like if anyone at home wears glasses to the point that they don't have to wear them all the time, maybe just for like driving or like reading long distance, when you've got them on, you kind of forget that it's sharp after a while, and when you take them off, and you've had them off for a long time, you forget that it's blurry, I think. And it was just the same thing as that. Like, there is some blur, but I didn't find it a big problem.
The experience that's in there is brilliant, and it does make you feel like Batman, and it is really cool. And it's rock steady. Like, the graphics look phenomenal. Like, in terms of the engine they're using, it looks brilliant.
That was it. I felt like Batman who wasn't wearing his specs, and that was it for me. Like, I am Batman, that's the key point. A little bit of small print, you can't see perfectly clear. That was it for me. I was Batman. That was the headline. So I thought it was amazing. Scott,
I'm a little bit tepid on it.
A bit of a reservation,
but
overall, I think we're both still satisfied.
Oh no, it's still a great experience.
It is. Anyone who gets the chance to play that at any other convention or when it comes out, I will personally recommend it, especially when the technology has improved.
I would still wholeheartedly recommend it. Above all, at least then you've tried some VR and you know what it's like, because it is still a trip. Like, you do still just leave this world by just like porting into this other thing, and then lots of other stuff happens. So it's pretty cool.
So that is our take on Batman VR. Stick with What Culture Gaming for even more Gamescom coverage. And we will see you next time.
We shall. I'm Scott from whatculture.com.
And I am Peter from whatculture.com. That is Ben behind the camera from whatculture.com. And we will see you soon.
Bye.